Yes, people, Arsenal with Ash back to preview another game, but this time it's the Champions League. The Champions League is back. There's a new format. We're away in Italy for our first big game. One of 8 games in the league phase, and it's away to Atalanta, last season's Europa League champions. Yeah, so it's not going to be no easy game. Um, it's going to be definitely going to be a tough one away in a hostile environment, um, and they've got some danger men. No, none more so than Adamola Lookman, who came into his own in the Europa League campaign last season, scoring a hat trick in the final, on fire. So it's going to be a tough game. They've got our former left back, Sead Kolasinac. A lot of people remember him, worked under Arteta in his early days. So he's at Atalanta. So that's a familiar face that we're going to see. They've started the season in their league with 2 wins and 2 defeats. So a bit of a mixed start. A heavy defeat in there, 4-0 away to Inter, who are another one of our competitors in the league phase of the Champions League. So yeah, they're a team that score a lot of goals. They're averaging 2 goals a game so far this season, but they also give you chances. Like I said, they lost 4-0 away at Inter, and even in their most recent game on the weekend, they won 3-2 at home to Fiorentina, but conceded 2 goals. So it's a game we can go in and be confident in, and feel like we can go there and score some goals, but we've definitely got to keep it tight at the back and make sure that we're not giving them any opportunities. And like I said, the likes of Lookman can be dangerous and cause us problems, so we need to be careful. Champions League nights in Italian stadiums, historically tough places to go. They're a country full of culture. They love football. It's going to be a tough environment to play in. But this is the Champions League. This is what we're meant to thrive in. And we just need to make sure we keep our cool in the opening exchanges, get the crowd quiet, and then we can go and play our game and hopefully win it. But yeah, last season they even knocked out Liverpool out of the Europa League, went to Anfield and won 3-0. So it's definitely not a team that we can take lightly. But like I said, I feel like we're strong enough to go over there and get the job done and get our Champions League campaign off to a good start. In terms of the team, I would like to see a little bit of rotation. It's a difficult week, which I mentioned prior to the Spurs game, where we need to manage the squad, and just overall in the season, Arteta needs to manage the squad a lot better and have a lot more faith in the players, which I think he will do. We saw with the fringe players that left last season, a lot of them were players that didn't get a lot of minutes last season, and clearly were not trusted by Arteta. But I feel like with this squad, the players that we've got now, it's a smaller squad, but I feel like he trusts the vast majority of them, if not all. So yeah, there are a few changes I would like to see, but we still can't take Atalanta lightly. We need to go in there with a strong team, and come out with the 3 points. So my predicted lineup for the game. Obviously, this is before Arteta's done his pre-match conference. I'm not sure what the team news are, if anyone's going to be back. Obviously, we've got quite an extensive injury list at the moment with the likes of Odegaard, Marino, Calafiori, Tomiyasu, all on the sidelines. I don't know if I'm missing anyone else. But yeah, we're gonna have to. There's still a few players that are gonna have to play consistently. But that's just that's the game anyway. When you're a big team and you're playing 60, 70 games a season, your big players are gonna have to play the majority of them. But yeah, the team I would like to see, David Raya in goal. I'd keep him in goal, absolutely. He's our number 1. He has to play in the Champions League, has to play in the Premier League. And he's had a brilliant start to the season, so he'd definitely be in goal for me. In defence, what I would like to see is, I'd like to see Timber at right back. Yeah, I'd like to see Timber at right back. And if Calafiori's fit, I'd like to see him at left back. But that's ifs, buts, and maybes. But I'm going to go with the opinion that he is. I don't know if he is, of course, but hopefully he is. And I'd go Timber at right back, probably because of the qualities of Adamola Lookman. Ben White needs to know that he's got some competition as well. I feel like he was a bit passive in the Spurs game. And in a game like this, you can't be passive. A 1v1 against Lookman, he'll kill him. So I'd like to see Timber at right back. I'd like to see the Saliba and Gabriel partnership again, of course. And like I said before, I'd like to see Calafiori start. Obviously, it's a team he would know very well from his time in Serie A. So yeah, if he's fit, I'd do that. If not, I'd keep Timber at left back and Ben White at right back. Have no problems with that regardless anyway. And then into midfield, Declan Rice gets straight back into that 11. Obviously missed a big win against Spurs, but he's back now. So I'd have Declan Rice in a double pivot alongside, and I'm going to pick Jorginho. I know Jorginho didn't have the best of games against Spurs, but I just can't see Partey managing 3 games in a week, especially off the back of playing two international games for Ghana in the international break. So I'd like to see him play against City. But for this game, I'd start with Jorginho and Rice in midfield in a double pivot, and they've worked really well previously before. We saw it in a lot of the big games last season with Rice going into more of an 8 position, having a more of a free roaming role, and Jorginho sitting. So yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd keep Havertz, and I'd probably say Jesus in this game. I was going to say Havertz and Trossard, but no, I'd like to see Jesus start this game. So Havertz and Jesus kind of rotate in the false 9, number 10 position. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Sterling on the left with his first start for the club. I'd like to see that. And then Bukayo Saka on the right. Hopefully he's okay. It looked like it was just a bit of cramp on the weekend when he came off. So yeah, that's the team I'd go for. I think that front 4 definitely can win us the game. Havertz, Jesus, Sterling, Saka would be an absolute massive threat. I can't see Atalanta handling that. And then yeah, with Rice and Jorginho in the double pivot in front of the defence, just protecting them. So yeah, that's the 11 I want to see. Obviously, I don't know, like I said, I don't know the injury news. So who knows who's actually going to be fit. Could see some surprises. But yeah, that's the team I'd want to see. And I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory. A 2-0 victory for the boys. I'm going to go with Saka to score. Loves the Champions League. And I'm going to go with Jesus to score, who also loves the Champions League, has a great record in the Champions League. So yeah, I'm going to go with Saka and Jesus with the goals. 2-0 win for the boys. And hopefully we can get our campaign off to a great start. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you want to see in the lineup. What your prediction for the score is. And yeah, we've got to have one eye on City. I'm not going to lie. We really need to focus on that as well. But we'll talk about that after the game. Hopefully it's a positive result and we can go into City off the back of 2 big away wins. But yeah, like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will see you for the match review.